And Banks,
I'm Josh.
odd places on the edge.
Oh yeah, we're going to the edge again.
Oh yeah. Oh, okay.
There's a view of history that I'm curious about because it's called "Get Thee Behind Me," history.
Get the
Get thee behind me. I got a lot of friends that just you bring up something that happened historically and it's immediately dismissed. Like, get thee behind me. That was the past. That was the past. Not how did it ripple into the future or into the present. How is it affecting our future and our present? It's that was back then.
okay.
But people don't want to acknowledge the effect of the cause.
Okay.
Have you seen
All
stuff
right.
like this?
I've listened to people talk about this. Get the behind.
I call it "Get thee behind me."
Get the behind.
History. Get thee behind me.
All right. So, here's a couple things. The first is yes, we do have a. Let's look at our country. We have an ugly past of slavery, and after slavery, the Juneteenth, and then after that, I think Jim Crow, the voting, the Jim Crow,
Yeah.
I mean, and I'm looking at it in the lens of slavery in America.
Right.
And sure, to acknowledge that my ancestors enslaved and impregnated and enslaved their impregnated their slaves.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean that is that me? That was them. You have to separate. I think that was them. Okay, that was who I came from. Is it that way now? Okay. Now I don't know if any of my ancestors. I think well, my mom's from Kentucky, so
Oh boy.
I'm not sure about that. Okay, here's the point I'm trying to make. The point I'm trying to make is I have to differentiate myself from my past. However, I can talk about it, and because it hurts, it hurts to know that like my ancestors enslaved people.
What do you think about the Declaration of Independence? Is that an amazing document?
Yes.
Thomas Jefferson wrote it. You know that, right?
Yeah.
Are you proud of Thomas Jefferson, one of our founding fathers, for writing such an amazing document?
Okay. And Thomas Jefferson slaved and impregnated a lot of slaves. Okay.
That's besides the point. I'm only talking about Thomas Jefferson, the author of the Declaration of Independence, which is an absolutely amazing document.
Yes.
Should we be proud of Thomas Jefferson for that particular thing?
Yes.
Okay.
And I'm gonna take it one step further to nowadays. Michael Jackson, and for whatever Michael Jackson did in his life, in the documentaries that show it, his music moves me.
Yeah.
His music.
What's your favorite song?
Anything he does. I don't even have a favorite one.
What's the one that comes on where you just like you gotta dance to it? It's one of those, like,
Dirty Diana.
okay.
Anyway, he has got so much. His art form, and I'm using this as Thomas Jefferson of today.
I was thinking you're like a man in the mirror kind of guy. That's what I would have begged you.
That's a good one too.
I would have begged you for.
That's a good one too. The point is, I look at him for his artwork. I don't look at him for his personal life. And the same thing with Thomas Jefferson. Thomas Jefferson created this beautiful document. The foundation of our democracy began with this. And granted, I give him kudos for that. Now, what is your point?
My point is what you just shared right there.
Yeah.
That's exactly the problem. That's exactly the problem. If we, and this is the best way to put it, if we're going to be proud of what people did in our history, in our country's history, of the good things they did, we also must feel ashamed of the bad things they did. We can't only focus on the good and just ignore the bad, because it takes away from the entire context of our country's history, and it affects things today and in the future. That's the entire point.
All right, so you're talking about humanity. That's what you're talking about, because
I always talk about humanity.
We're humans. We err.
Oh, man.
We mess up. Now, not granted. I'm going to go. I am against slavery. 100%. I'm against slavery. Back then, it was accepted.
Not by everyone, not by the blacks.
Okay, it was accepted by some.
It was
some
accepted
people.
by the people in charge
Okay.
who had owned the slaves. You're right.
Yeah.
But it was not accepted by everyone.
Okay. Well, what can you find today that is accepted by everyone? You can't find anything that's accepted by. The point is, now we know that smoking cigarettes causes cancer, and it more than likely it will kill you. Got it. Okay. People still do it. We've done it since the 50s or 40s or whenever we.
Oh, long, yeah.
Yeah.
Since the 1600s, there's tobacco.
The point is, it was acceptable then. I mean, it was in the 50s. It was acceptable. Indoors, outdoors, smoke when you're pregnant. Smoke. We only found out later with this issue of slavery. Granted, the slaves. That's
What a curious point. Let's finish. This is a very curious analogy you're making. You're making a very curious analogy.
I'm just saying that it was accepted back then with most people. Okay, not everybody. And society had accepted it. Now, it wasn't until years later we realized how detrimental it was to the slaves themselves. Or to,
Let me pause. Time
Okay.
out. Time out.
All right.
You really got to pause on this point
all right,
because I want this to marinate a little bit.
all right.
Smoking. This is not entirely the truth, but just for sake of argument, we didn't know any better. We didn't know smoking was bad. We did it. Now we know better. Can you really, really say the same thing about slavery? Did we really not know that caging another human being and physically owning them like property? Was there ever a point where we thought that was just how it was supposed to be and that was okay?
Point
Or did
taken.
we knew it was bad and we fucking did it anyway? That's a tough analogy for me though.
All right,
You know,
all right. Well,
I-
well, okay. Now we know smoking is bad,
Yeah.
and
Let's
we
say
still do it.
But
And
we didn't
still
know
do
back
it.
then. Let's say we didn't know back then
We didn't know
medically.
back
We
then.
didn't have the
Okay,
data.
I get you.
But at what point in human history do we say, I think owning a slave it's good for everyone. It's good for the slaves. It's good for us. It's okay to own another human being.
No.
I think we were just assholes.
Yeah, I'm in tune with you there. You got a point though. You definitely have a point when in regard to you had to have known that it was the wrong thing to
Yeah,
do.
you knew. We all knew it was wrong.
Okay, so we're in a crisis in our life right now, in the environmental crisis. We know it's a bad
We
thing.
know we're doing bad stuff. Yeah.
This is the slavery of now. We know it's bad, yet we continue to do it. We continue to, we're not going to clean up our earth.
Well, we know McDonald's is bad, and there's 1 billion served every day. Yeah.
Yes. So my point is, what is my point? What is the point?
So remember the bigger point. If we're gonna feel proud of our points of our history, we have to also feel ashamed of the bad stuff. If we can feel proud of the good stuff, we can't stop. We can't just pretend the bad stuff never happened. That's
Right.
very dangerous.
Okay.
But that's what we do.
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
I
that's
call
what
it whitewashing.
So what? Okay, so back, your friends who do not want to talk about the past because it hurts. It does hurt. I mean, it hurts me. I'm thinking, it
Yeah,
hurts
it's supposed
me.
to hurt. It's supposed to. I
Okay.
want it to hurt.
So you think that making it hurt or being ashamed can have changed now?
Yes.
So we won't.
Yes. You know what happens when something hurts? We stop. We have to change something, don't we? Yes. It's
I
supposed
keep
to hurt.
hitting my hand with,
Yes. I keep punching
The hand.
myself in the face.
and this hurts me.
It hurts. Nature says, "Hey, asshole, stop punching yourself in the face." And we're like, "Oh, what a great fucking idea!"
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So you're saying it's got to hurt. So
We've numbed ourselves, so it doesn't hurt anymore, and that's why we're not changing.
so those that say don't talk about the bad of history don't want to be hurt.
That's right.
want
But
to
they also
deny.
don't want to change.
Okay. So that by you bringing it up, you're smacking them in the face, and they're like, I don't want to be smacked in the face anymore.
Good. Then let's change it. Let's not ignore history. That's not the change. The change is what has history done to our present? Let's make the change today. So moving forward in the future, we're not continuing to make the same mistakes. As
Right.
We are.
Right.
That's the key.
I don't like using cliches. However, learn from our past. I mean,
Yeah.
that is a big cliche, and that is something. How do we learn from our past? We have to know our past,
acknowledge
and let
it.
our past punch us in the face enough times for us to change.
Take our medicine. Yeah, we made ourselves sick. Now we got to take our medicine.
We have that now with the environment. If we do not do something, I mean, you're going to be living on my ranch, my farm, my ranch. It's going to be a ranch by then.
There's only one winner long term out of all of this. Only one winner.
Nature.
Yep. Mother Earth, nature.
She's going to win.
She's going to win no matter what we do. We can't kill her. She will kill her long. She'll kill us long before we even have
so
a chance of killing.
If that is the case, how do we get in
good graces
with her? Yes.
We have to accept her. We have to believe in her. We have to treat her. We have to treat her as well as we want her to treat us.
How do you convince somebody?
You punch them in the face until they listen, right?
That is where I am. How to convince people? I don't know. I mean, you know what? I don't. I don't. They have to figure it out.
They have to convince themselves. They have to. It has to be painful enough for them to decide change has to happen.
I'm Banks.
I'm Josh.
Places on the edge
of the earth, apparently.
Yeah.